Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. For this video, we're going to be speaking on the shooting death of Pensacola, Florida rapper Frozonee.
His baby can't even see her dad no more. She can't see nothing about her dad no more but pictures. Not a gang member, so don't dress him as a gang member, because he wasn't. He was a sweetheart. Why? That's all I want to know is why? Why? He hadn't done nothing to nobody. A lot of kids and people looked up to my son, man. Why? Why? That's all I'm asking. Why?
June 20th, 2020. Escambia County Sheriff's Office received multiple calls in reference to a shooting at 700 Truman Ave. Upon arrival, deputies located a victim, Quanterion Rivers, also known by his rap name Frozonee, laid out on his back in front of his apartment, unresponsive. Visible gunshots to his upper left arm and right upper chest. EMS arriving on scene, pronouncing the 18-year-old deceased. A witness on scene saw two black men who she knew by Sean and Jalen walk towards Frozonee, Sean firing 3 shots before they ran to a white Chrysler 300 and drove out of the Oakwood Terrace apartments. Another witness stating she was inside her apartment when she heard gunfire. Then neighbors saying they saw Sean shoot Frozonee and leaving in the Chrysler. The witness then provided the Facebook page of Kick Door Sean, a name with slashes through the O's and a picture of Sean and his girlfriend, who according to witnesses, drove the getaway vehicle. 2 more witnesses, a mom and daughter, came forward to deputies after observing the entire shooting play out. Sitting on the outside patio of their apartment, they saw the white Chrysler and a silver 4-door station wagon circling the parking lot, driving around 3 to 4 times before parking by the next building. 2 black males came around the corner, both wearing white tees, one with blue jeans and another with jean shorts. Frozonee was standing in between 2 buildings talking to a group of people when the male in the jean shorts walked up and started firing. Both men then running back to the Chrysler as the car was driven by a black female wearing a gold shirt and gray shorts. The Chrysler drove out of the entrance. The witnesses didn't see where the station wagon went, but remembered the driver as a black female wearing all black, dreads with gold tips pulled into a ponytail. 3 .380 caliber bullet casings were found at the scene. The lead investigator now having identified Kick Door Sean as Axtavian Deshaun Harris and his girlfriend Lay Lucci on Facebook as Alasia Hill. Further investigation showed the girlfriend's mother had a white 2013 Chrysler 300 registered in her name. The next day, Alasia Hill, the alleged getaway driver, contacted the sheriff's office requesting to speak with law enforcement. Deputies responded to her address, noticing the white Chrysler 300 parked out front. Both the daughter and mother were transported for interviews while a search warrant was requested for the vehicle. While attempting to get personal information from Alasia, such as her name, date of birth, etc., she broke down crying and began speaking about the incident. She and her boyfriend Sean drove to the Oakwood Terrace apartments to visit friends. While her boyfriend was in front of the GG building, she drove to the area of the P building, soon hearing 5 to 6 shots coming from the GG building's direction. As she looked, she saw Jalen Wright, also known as Nub, firing a gun beside the building, then running towards her with Sean. Sean got into the back as Nub got into the car's front passenger seat, yelling at her to go with the gun in his lap. She said no, stating she'd just seen Nub shooting and to get out of the car. She was scared, driving them to Market Street and Mass Ave, the area directly behind the apartments, before telling them to get out again, which he did. She then kept driving with her boyfriend in the car, asking him what had happened, but he wouldn't answer. Then Sean started crying. "Baby, do you know how much relief just came off me?" Alasia identified both Sean and Nub by photo lineup, stating she saw Nub shoot Frozonee. Alasia's mother in the interview room stated she received a call that her daughter in her car was just involved in a shooting at Oakwood Terrace. She asked her about it, but Alasia got up and walked away. She then asked her boyfriend Sean, who said Frozonee wanted to fight. Sean saying he wasn't gonna fight, so he shot him instead. Sean then told her the boy with the nub hand, known as Nub, fired twice but the first bullet missed. she identified both Sean and Nub by photo lineup. Another witness was interviewed. She saw Sean walk up and shoot Frozonee 4 to 5 times. She also saw Nub, but didn't recall seeing him with the gun or firing. The autopsy report showed Frozonee was shot 6 times, dying from a bullet that had entered his chest cavity. Based on witness identifications, murder warrants were signed and Axtavian Harris, known as Sean, was taken into custody on July 7th, 2020. Immediately taken to an interview room, Sean admitted to being present at the time of the homicide, but denied participating in it. Sean then stated Jalen Wright, also known as Nub, was the one who shot and killed Frozonee, and he only witnessed the murder. 21-year-old Nub was taken into custody July 13th and was given a $1 million bond. No court records are available of him making any statements after his arrest. 18-year-old Sean was given a $1 million bond for the murder and no bond on a separate probation violation. Sean was released from prison in January of 2020, serving just under a year for burglary and firearm charges. Now, after researching this video, I know there's gonna be a lot of comments saying the shooters are soft for simply not fighting. And I can't disagree with that. I wouldn't say that it's easier to shoot a gun than to fight though. Because if you've ever been in a situation when you've let a gun go off and you're getting everybody's attention at one time, you're doing a major thing and the adrenaline rush is fucking intense if you've ever let a gun off. And I'm not talking about at a shooting range, I'm talking about in public, busting that shit, you know what I mean? As far as them, they didn't want to fight, and it resulted in this kid being killed, and it's a shame because it's obvious to see he had a lot of support from the area that he was from. He was from a different apartment, a different project. He was from the 900 block. You see the 900 on everything. It's not a gang. The 2 corners he's from, the street, it was the 900 block of the apartment building, the projects, whichever it was. He was repping the hood. And he had the hood behind him, and you can see it because some of the music videos I used for visuals, he's not even in. It's his friends and his family, his hood, representing him. They had his name on backpacks, tires, posters, shirts. Everyone out there was representing this kid. And honestly, I want y'all to go and check out his music because he had a couple of songs that I personally thought was sliding. It's a shame that he was killed. Period. Not the way he was killed, just the fact that he was killed. An 18-year-old kid. Now you got these 2 dudes, one snitching on the other one. The kid Sean that was supposed to be the one to fight is telling on his homeboy Nub. Now what the fuck is Nub gonna do? He's gonna be in jail, going to prison, missing a fucking hand? How's he throwing hands in? What is he gonna throw the nub? That's like having an elbow on your wrist. I don't understand. He just completely folded on his man and told on him and said he did it. And then his girlfriend told on him. And then he told on himself, telling everything to the girlfriend's mama. It's a fucking mess. Everything just fell apart for them. We're gonna have to see how the case plays out and how everything sticks. But the amount of evidence that they already have based on just the amount of witnesses that saw everything, I'm not sure how they would get out of this. If we could go through every single rapper that's died, that could have lived if they just fought the person that killed them, we'd have a lot of people still here right now. But unfortunately, people want that savage reputation. They want to be known as a savage. They want to be known as a killer. And then they end up getting sentenced to forever, and everybody forgets about them and that reputation. And that reputation doesn't really matter in prison because of how many people inside of prison are savages and are killers. People are going to prison that whack something on the street and they don't even want to live violent anymore. Because when you're in society, you get to pick and choose what day you want to be violent. You can drive and live in a whole nother neighborhood and not even be in that area that you lived at that was getting active. A lot of these kids that are in city shootings and shit don't even live in the city. They live in the suburbs. They slide to the city. They act like they're in the hood. They'll go shoot something up and they go live in the suburbs. But when you go to prison, it's violence every single fucking day, to the point you don't even want to be violent anymore. You're tired of it. You're tired of every day waking up in a barbed wire, lockdown, combat zone. And if you want that savage reputation, you gotta live out the rest of your life in that savage way. But it's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with Charlie. Y'all rocking with me. Till next time.